Most games ease you in. They teach, build, then prepare for the eventual final battle. But what if they didn't? What if the game let your guard down?
That was pretty easy.
Then slammed you straight into one of gaming's hardest challenges.
Dude, what's happening?
Today, that's what I set out to do. There's just one problem. I've never actually made a hard game before. But before the video starts, you might have already clicked on my channel, hit subscribe, scroll down, and seen another video called I Made a Game, but it's way too hard. And yeah, it sounds like I'm lying. However, I actually did think the game was hard, but when I gave it to the playtesters,
The game was way too easy, bub.
The guy who's leaving negative comments on your videos used to be players uncle.
it really wasn't. So this time, I wanted to truly make a difficult game, and I think I might have finally done it. So I'm here in the editor and I have a lot of different tasks I want to accomplish with this game. However, some of these tasks have me shivering, but at least we're starting easy with creating the gameplay loop. I needed something that would force difficulty immediately while also being fun. So naturally, I decided to make a bullet hell-like game. They meet all my previous criteria and should be pretty easy to make.
Let's go. Young fly on the track.
So this is the game I have so far, and it's definitely playable, but I want to improve the visuals. And this point right here is where my biggest problem showed up. Throughout my 1-year game development journey, I've been absolutely terrified of touching anything relating to art. And when I tried previously, this was the outcome. So, is it finally time for me to face my fear and actually get good at making assets? Unfortunately not, because I just so happened to see this incredible slime pack and this bright tile set that I couldn't help but use. But as you notice, the player and the weapon do not have assets yet. That's because I'm saving it for later, because I'm low-key scared right now. Still, the game's looking revamped, and I could finally say I was happy with this feel. So the attack was looking less than desirable. And no, it's not because the sprite was looking like a pool noodle. It's actually because I hadn't implemented the 4 ancient strategies to improve player attack impact. Number 1, the white flash. Implied by its name, the white flash switches the enemy sprite from white to normal. Number 2, hit stop. Hit stop, much like the white flash, quickly stops your game for an even greater impact. Number 3, screen shake. While controversial, screen shake in moderation allows for a more immersive feel. Number 4, HP bars. Knowing how much damage you're dealing is not only helpful, but can accurately display the strength of the player. The combat was perfected, so it was time to make it more interesting. I wanted the player to choose between upgrading their health or their damage, but I immediately hit a problem. I had no idea how to balance it. Then I realized something. This game wasn't supposed to be fair. I was making an impossible game. So instead of carefully balancing the upgrades, the player should feel like they're getting stronger at an almost ridiculous rate. Strong enough to feel confident, but still completely unprepared for the final fight. Because of that, I made a really simple rule. Every upgrade station would double the stat you chose. With the upgrades done, I added some final touches like skylighting and a bit of glow to guide the player toward the next area. The game was starting to feel way more polished, but still, the camera wasn't right. I wanted smooth room-to-room movement like Celeste, but I was still using Unity's default camera, which I somehow couldn't move properly. I learned that I should have been using Sin Machine, an add-on, but when I tried switching to it, it broke my precious screen shake script. So instead of fighting to implement the new camera system, I took a shortcut. Every time the player finishes an area, the game loads a new scene, and that fixed the camera, but caused a much bigger issue. Every scene spawned a new player, and none of the upgrades carried over. This ended up being the second biggest roadblock of the entire project. I knew I needed some kind of saving system, and I put it off for as long as I could, but eventually I forced myself to sit down with the expectation that I would be writing the most complicated code I've ever written. It turns out the solution wasn't a system. It wasn't even a function. It was just a single word. And just like that, health and damage finally carried over between the 2 scenes. With that fixed, I moved on to the second of the 3 levels before the final boss. And I wanted the difficulty to ramp up. And just like that, the scene is done. And now, instead of 1, there are 3 slimes that the player will have to fight. But something was annoying me about the scene. The slime asset pack came in 3 different colors. The fireballs only came in red. At the time, I was convinced I was about to be recoloring fireballs in MS Paint for hours. But then I discovered shader graphs. By setting up a simple color replacement shader, I made a blue fireball in just a couple minutes. Once that was done, the green one took even less time. But around this point, I started to feel guilty. For the past year, I didn't even try to make my own 2D assets. Unfortunately, that's actually not true. Unsurprisingly, this being the only thing I've ever made scared me away. This time though, I wanted to take it seriously. I planned on using a sprite until I realized it was $20 and very much out of my channel's budget. Luckily, a random guy on Reddit introduced me to Libra Sprite, which feels kind of illegal because I can't tell the difference from the tutorials I was watching, so that's pretty good. And once I finally had the software in my hands, I finally made my own player sprite using elements from my old design. It's definitely not amazing, but I made it and it works for now. So that I made the walk cycle and imported it into Unity, and then came the sword. I didn't actually want a sword sprite. I wanted a slash that would appear in front of the player after they attacked. My first attempt was bad, and the second one looked like a glass banana. Still, it worked, and at this point, everything in the game was finally filled in. Before the final boss, I added a fake one to boost the player's confidence. It's a bit tougher than normal, but not enough to be suspicious. Then it was time for the actual boss. Started with the pixel art, and I wanted to make something I'd be proud of. I settled on a floating eye. Pretty simple, mysterious, and a little scary too. First version was fine, but it looked like it was stuck in a sonic ring. So I added an eyelid, another circle, and changed the color from silver to gold. I'm not sure which one I liked more, so you'll have to tell me. After adding the simple open and close animation, the boss finally felt alive. Now I needed a room that matched the same vibe. I thought back to an old Geometry Dash Impossible level, a level that's technically playable, but realistically unbeatable, and that's the exact feeling I wanted. Inspired by this part, I recreated the background lines and used particles to replicate movement. I also took this giant X and made it spawn randomly. To complete the background effects, I added my second favorite effect from the level, being these parallax triangles. I turned blurred orbs into the boss's projectiles and added music. Finally, to make the boss challenging, I bumped the health bar up by a couple zeros and made each projectile hit for 10 damage. You can technically beat it, but it would just take a very, very long time. Now it's time to test the game.
Okay, dude, I'm so excited.
I don't know, what you thinking about my UI?
I mean, it's alright. 8 game. Okay. Damn.
So it's click to attack and space to dash. I should have told the player. I think I forgot.
Dude. Whoa. Dude. Oh, that was pretty easy.
Go to the like not one follow.
Oh, so it's like an upgrade. I'll do damage. Oh shit, dude. Like that, let's go. I'll do damage again.
This is the point where I couldn't beat it the next level.
Why you couldn't beat it?
Yeah. You're gonna want to go to the boot like every time, by the way.
Damn. Dude, I'm concentrating.
Really better than me at the game. It's crazy.
I'm just a gamer.
I guess so.
I got this.
I do think you got it. Look at that. This is a beautiful game.
Whew, let's go.
I just couldn't get past that.
Okay, I think I'm gonna keep going with damage. I feel like this works out. Ooh, what's this? Dude! What's happening?
Yeah, that's the entire game.
Brother, I just died.
It's a bacon, basically.
I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna beat that thing. Just watch me.
Okay, yeah. Alright. Yeah, like the name only 25 times. It's a joke name. It means literally nothing.
Oh. Dude, I can't. Fuck shit. I can't avoid these. Whew. Ah, nice. And now we go health again. And then the big guy. Okay. Dude, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Where am I? Okay, I'm there.